Flexible cap and coving systems have been vital components in the professional finish of resilient flooring in sensitive environments, such as hospitals and food sales areas, for many years. This short film looks at the reasons behind a recent worrying trend in failures in some capping installations.
Here we have a typical cap and cove installation. As you can see, the capping is debonding. The reason why the capping is debonding is because plasticizers have leached out the PVC, they've softened the adhesive, hence the failure.
As you can see, efforts to reinstate the debonded capping strip are unacceptable, leaving open adhesive which is impossible to hygienically maintain. We asked senior architectural specification expert Brian Murphy how he would approach a failure of this kind.
As an architectural specification writer, I need to know if and why problems have occurred and solve them in the next specification. Given that these materials have been around for a long time, my first suspicion is that the installer has not followed manufacturer's instructions, the specification, and he's botched the job.
If the installer denies responsibility or has gone out of business, the next port of call for the client may be with their legal representatives. We asked construction lawyer Chris Scott to explain the legal position.
The client is upset. He has a problem, be it flooring, surface coatings, M&E or whatever. As a lawyer, I look to the contractual obligations and I would normally advise the client to seek redress from the contractor. The contractor uses specialist subcontractors. In this case, the subcontractor's gone bump. The contractor does not have the expertise in-house. He can't resolve it cheaply or quickly. All the while, the client is moving towards litigating and the contractor's reputation is going downhill along with the chance of the next contract.
So failures are highly undesirable and potentially costly. According to contractor Tony McGee, this failure is due to the presence of softeners in the adhesives. And these softeners are mostly chemicals from a group known as phthalates. Andy Douglas of Gemini has investigated.
I believe that under certain conditions, phthalate plasticizers can migrate from the structure of the PVC. If these plasticizers enter the adhesive, they cause the adhesive bond to fail. We use incubators to simulate this process and then various test methods to see the effect it has had on the adhesion. We have tested rigorously our own PVC and adhesive combination to ensure compatibility.
We have also expanded our adhesive range to include a water-based, low VOC Grab Fast Gold, which we now offer in addition to our highly successful Grab Fast Gold spray adhesive system. During my research, I also became concerned about the safety and potential toxicity to humans of some phthalates, like DEHP, which are subject to special measures under the REACH regulations. I wanted to learn more, so Chris Scott and I visited the experts at the REACH Centre of Lancaster University and spoke to CEO Jonathan Ludwig.
The REACH regulation is a major piece of EU legislation that sets out to systematically assess the risks associated with all chemical substances that are manufactured or imported into the EU. Some of these chemicals have been identified as substances of very high concern, or we call them SDHCs, which are considered to be potentially causing serious illness, such as cancers and birth defects, or may be toxic to the environment and accumulating food chains. This is a relatively short list, but does contain phthalates, including DEHP, which is the most common softener for PVC. Often we find DHP is being replaced by other phthalates, which are said to be safer, but which are considered by some pressure groups to also pose significant risks to health, and as such may follow DHP onto the SDHC list in time.
Here is the results of our efforts. A phthalate-free profile that is hard-wearing and easy to fit. Following the success of the capping and coving, Gemini have expanded the range of flooring profiles to include skirtings and transition strips. The additional products have the same properties in line with our safer chemical policy, and as with the cap and coving, carry a 5-year adhesion and non-shrinkage guarantee, ensuring a stable environment for the future. Please visit the website geminiadhesivesgroup.com for all details of current products.
Gemini have shown excellent initiative in investigating the cause of the shrinkage and adhesion problem, and indeed in looking for a workable solution. We certainly found significant phthalates content in the capping strips that we tested, and we know that phthalates can migrate out of the plastic under certain conditions. It's also wise, in my view, to seek alternatives, purely on the basis that some phthalates may soon begin to disappear from the market due to the regulations, and indeed pressure from NGOs and consumers may well lead to most phthalates becoming unavailable in the future.
I am aware of concerns over chemicals like formaldehyde. I'm also aware of the need for compatibility with adjacent materials, but I never guessed that PVC has evolved and developed incompatibilities that do not or did not exist before. As materials evolve to address environmental and health concerns, the new recipes of materials containing substitute chemicals must perform well enough to be fit for purpose and ideally work as well as those that they've replaced. Now I'm aware I need to scrutinise manufacturer's details for performance issues related to the material's recipe. It's impressive that Gemini have developed a phthalate-free PVC and a compatible adhesive, offering a back-to-back solution that specifiers can rely on. I was happy to create a standard specification template for these materials and their correct application for others to adopt in their contract specifications in order to help prevent future failures.
I'm very pleased to see that this project has resulted in a product that meets the standards for good performance, particularly in places where this is especially important, such as hospitals and schools. I'm also impressed that Gemini are still able to sell this product into the market at a price which is competitive with current market leading cap and coving systems, and I wish them every success in the future.
I'm impressed with what I've seen from Gemini and applaud the initiative that they have taken. Failures in construction can take years and lots of money to resolve, all the while causing problems for those using the building. So it's good to see a manufacturer being proactive, putting safety in the environment so high on the agenda. I wish Gemini luck.